All right, this is how to upload your first 3D model as a designer. You can either click this section or go to the 3D model section in the tabs. And you will read all this to make sure you are following best practices for mesh prep and make sure you are following all the legal and safety guidelines. And you can drag and drop your STL file into this menu. Make sure that it is safe and also toggle on whether you want it to be public or private. And then you'll be taken here after your model is validated. So we're checking for wall thickness, water tightness, and some other mesh prep features. So you can set your title here. I like this title. Inspect your model, see what it'll look like to the seller. Set your royalties. So I'm going to do 10% on each order for this one. So every time a seller sells a product using this 3D model, I will earn 10% of the sale price. And so if we go back to our details here, we can set our description. And this just lets the seller know what this 3D model is about. We select our category. That helps people find us. And then we set tags, which also helps people find us, but also these can be auto-populated for the seller's Shopify listing. So kind of a convenient thing, and can make your listing more appetizing to them if you have good tags. And then you can do optionally notes for the end user. This will go inside the product insert. So if you have any instructions about the 3D model. And then if your model is complex, you can add notes for the supplier for fulfillment or for printing. And then also you can add some reference photos from the slicer, just to make their life a little bit easier and make your listing more enticing. And then for media, this will be the default render that will be on the marketplace. If you wish to add your own photos, you can do so as well. This will make your listing look more appetizing as well, because it'll make your design look more professional, and also the seller can use these photos for their product listing. So if you have really nice renders generated of this product, the seller is able to use this on their listing, which could be very convenient to them. And we have our royalties set. This model requires no hardware, but if it did, we would search for hardware that we require in this database. The only hardware that will pop up is hardware that is already offered by our suppliers. So as you can see, there's only one hardware item being offered right now. As we acquire more suppliers, they will list more hardware, and you can select and make 3D models based off the hardware that is available here. But since we don't have one, we won't add anything since we don't have any hardware for this model. And we will go ahead and hit publish. And now our 3D model is published, and we can see it here on our My Designs page. And then if we log in as a seller, and we scroll down, we can see our 3D model available on the marketplace. So the seller can come here and inspect, get all the info they need, see your description, and go through your product photos.